morning. I don't even know who I am anymore. It is currently about 7:15, 20 to 7, 7:15. And I've only been up for 15 minutes. You may remember a few vlogs back, I said I'd slept in till 8:05 and that is just like such a rarity for me. For well over 20 years, I've been an early bird. 4 o'clock in the morning is my golden hour. It's the hour where I can just sit and have a cup of tea and chill. I don't even see 4 o'clock in the morning. Since I have moved into this house, I'm just like a completely different person. I'm like, who am I? Who am I? And where has Toni gone? I mean, obviously I'm still me, but I'm just a lot more chilled out, a lot more relaxed. Today, I'm gonna go in the garden and do a little bit of gardening. Never did I think that those words would ever leave my mouth. I'm going to do a little bit of gardening. I've never said that in my life, ever, before I do any of that. Obviously, I'm gonna go and get dressed out of my pajamas at this wonderful hour of 7:15 in the morning. I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm living some type of dream. You know the way you hear people say, oh, I'm living the dream. I'm living the dream in my little house, just living my best life. And if I ever knew that moving house would make me feel this way, I'd have done it a long time ago. I thought, you know what, let's get out fast and try and beat all of the Easter madness that is going to happen with people rushing to the shops to buy things. So I nipped into M&S, but my whole intention for going out was to go to B&M stores. So I'd done the 25-minute drive to a really big B&M, which has like the outdoor part, the garden area part, and I got some good little bits, and then I got like all the little bits that you need, like the essentials. I picked this up for Big Lake, which is a drain gel. Destroys the worst clogs ever because we have a bit of a problem with our outside drain, so we're going to use that tonight and I will let you know if it works, because I think the worst thing ever is an issue with the drains, especially if they're smelling. So we've got that to give that a little try. I picked up just a little bits and bobs like spaghetti hoops. It's just all the usual little bits and bobs, but nothing that I would go, oh yeah, it's really worth showing you that. But I tell you what is worth showing you, the M&S reduced fat mayonnaise. It is gorgeous. It is such a nice mayonnaise. I highly recommend it, and it's £1.40. And then it's just all little bits and bobs, which are boring bits and bobs. I'm going to take you and show you all of the good little bits that I got from B&M stores. And one thing I am delighted with, these are what I got from B&M stores. I got this lovely tall ceramic planter, which already has drainage holes in, and I'm going to plant the rhododendron bush in this. I think it's big enough. Well, I hope it's big enough. We'll soon find out. What size is it? Oh, it might not be actually. It's 36 centimetre, so that may be too small for the rhododendron, but we'll soon find out. Then I picked this up. Now, do any of you know what this is? I know what it is because it was one of my mum's favourite plants, and when I seen it in B&M for, where's the place? Well, it was £5. Yeah, £5. I was like, I've got to buy it. And I got this little pot as well for £2.50, which is just a 30 centimetre pot. But I think in there planted, that is going to look gorgeous. It is a bleeding heart, and I just absolutely love that. And hopefully it grows nice and big. And then I got another one of those pots, and this little plant. I have no idea what this is, but it looks really pretty. This one is a perennials campanula, and I just thought that's going to look so pretty in a little pot like that, and hopefully it grows nice and big. So we're going to get these planted and check if the rhododendron fits in there, but I've got a feeling it's definitely too big. Oh yeah, it is. It definitely is. So I've half potted the camellia. I just need to put a little bit more compost in there, but I did run out. So we need to get a little bit more in that. And yeah, the pot that I got for this is definitely too small. I need a bigger one. Oh, I'm gutted now because I wanted to pot this. Oh, never mind. Let's top this one up with more soil and get this planted and looking all nice, and the other two little plants as well. I really do want to use this pot, but the amount of compost it's going to take is a lot, and I think it needs to be in situ. Like, I need to find the perfect spot to put this so it hasn't got to be moved, and I think the rhododendron would go perfect in there, but it's just, where am I going to put it? I could put it here, but this is a very shaded spot in the garden, so I'm gonna have a little think on this one. Never did I ever think that I would be into gardening and enjoying gardening. Like, I could spend hours looking at the plants. I'm like, oh, is it an obsession? Is anybody else the same, where you are a complete beginner with gardening and you're just so mesmerised by it and you want to buy every plant and plant it and watch it grow? Like, I'm so fascinated by it and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. But I'm going to put all this bit of shopping away because the worktop is very, very cluttered. So I'm going to put all of this away and then make a little start on planting some plants in pots. I can't wait. I only got this camellia half filled with compost, so I'm going to top it up and get it nice and full. I mean, I'll show you, there's not much that it needs. We've just got this lip to fill, so I'm just going to use a jug to pop it all in. Right, I don't know if there's a wrong way or a right way to plant plants in pots, but I find doing it this way is just so much easier because you haven't got to dig and form the shape for the plant to just go into. If you put your soil in around the original pot that it comes in, it's so easy. So I'm hoping that one day I will get confident enough to just go out in the garden and do this, but right now I'm just not brave enough. There's our perfect hole, and this should just slot in perfectly, just like that. And now I need to add a little bit more compost on the top to fill it and pack it up, and then give it a really good water. Now I've got to carry it out and water it. Got to give it a minute until you see the water coming through the bottom, and then give it another little drink, and then you know all of that compost is nice and wet. Now I've just got to find the perfect spot to put it. And there's a little QR code on this camellia, so if I just scan that QR code, it'll tell me whether it likes sunlight or shade, which is what I'm not sure on, so let's check. I think it is the best thing ever when things just have a QR code and you can just scan it. Open the camera, Ready for garden. Oh, mine's the dark pink and yellow in the middle. Mine's that one. Oh, oh, it's not in English. I know Norwegian, but not any of those languages. I need to find the perfect spot where it's not too sunny, it's not full shade, and get the other two plants potted. I can't stand it any longer. I've got my silk pyjamas in vinegar. I've put them in the washing machine this morning. I had them on this morning at the start of this vlog, and they're a lovely blue shiny silk fabric. Well, they now are all matte and they have like almost like chalk lines in them. So I've popped them in a bit of warm water and vinegar to hopefully rescue them. Fingers crossed. It smells so bad of vinegar. It is now time to pop my other two little plants. So I'm gonna pop you there. And I've put my little drainage holes in these. They're only little holes, but it's only a little small pot. And this should take me all of 2 minutes. I don't know whether this is going to be okay, this bleeding heart, because all of the soil just crumbled away from it when I've took it out the pot. So I'll show you, but it looks like half of the roots are on the floor. So I don't know whether this will be okay or not. We'll soon find out. Oh, please let it be okay. Let's give it a nice big drink. See, the soil just crumbled and I'm pretty sure there's roots in there. Look at him. Oh, is he not the cutest? I have just spent the best part. Oh my word. Could I find my iPhone? No. I have just spent the best part of an hour and 40 minutes looking for it. I have searched this house up and down. The time is now 10 to 1. I'm like, I have just lost 2 hours that I am never going to get back. You honestly couldn't write that. About an hour and 40 minutes I spent looking for my phone. I can't believe. Do you ever feel like you just have one of the moments where you're like, I've left it in the supermarket, above me vlogging and seeing that I used it on the QR code of the Camilla plant. I'd have thought I'd lost my phone, but I found it anyway. But you're not going to believe it's not one of the best days. This is what happens when you think that you're all organised. And yeah, no, I've been in the shops. I got the makings of our Easter Sunday dinner, which is tomorrow, and forgot desserts. How could I forget the most important part of a Sunday dinner? Your afters. So I'm going to go and pick something extra special up now for us to enjoy after our Easter Sunday dinner. I'm back. I got the goods. I got double chocolate and vanilla cheesecake, and then some hot puds, which are chocolate melting middles. Oh, gorgeous. The chocolate cheesecake is unreal. I have filmed a little clip on this SD card, and when I'm putting it into the card reader, it's showing as empty and there's nothing there. And during the process of that little clip, I was washing my pyjamas, and I think the fabric conditioner has ruined them. I've put them in vinegar in soak for probably about an hour. It's done nothing. They've still got that chalky feel on them. I think the fabric conditioner has ruined them. But I've washed them anyway. And during me chatting about that, I was saying about washing clothes in the kitchen sink and how much I miss having a sink in the utility, or just a separate sink in general, for being able to wash dog bowls, put clothing in soak that's got stains on it or anything. It's just not the nicest thing having to use our kitchen sink to do all of those things. And I miss so much having somewhere to sit when I eat my dinner. I miss having a dining table so much, because it's all I've known. Even when I was little, we sat at a dining table to eat our dinner. So not having one has been very, very hard. But Lee he's not prepared to move on it. He's like, no love, we don't need a dining room. There's only going to be the two of us soon because Ollie will eventually move out. So I was like, I can't not have somewhere to sit. So what I've decided was, when we were chatting about, you know, getting used to the layout of the house, I'm going to walk through with you my plans in the next 2 years for this part of the house. So I absolutely love this little small kitchen. It is 6 foot by 8 foot, and it is the perfect little kitchen for me, which is quite surprising when you've come from a 30 foot by 18 foot kitchen into this little tiny kitchen. I never thought I'd get used to it as quickly as I did. When we bought this house, the whole point of us buying a new house was to downsize for something that's a little bit smaller for us, and the most important thing was to not have something that's open plan. So we lived in our other house for 23 years, and over those 23 years we opened all of the house up so it was open plan, and it suited our lives perfectly. But as time goes on, it's not so ideal to have open plan living, and I really wanted something that was closed, and hence I bought this house, but knew that I could, you know, put the wall back in here, no problem. But as you live in a house, you get used to it, and you may remember a few vlogs back I was saying about how dark our hallway is. Well, there's a reason why, and these next little clips, I'm going to talk you through the changes that I'm going to make in the next 2 years. So as we stand here in my hallway, it is quite dark. We've lost quite a bit of light due to the garage being here and that no longer being a window that lets light into the inside. And the old kitchen door originally was here where the mirror and the console table was. There used to be a door that led straight into the kitchen, and right in front of that is a huge big kitchen window with so much light that could also flood into the hallway. So the first thing that I'm going to do over the next 12 months is take all of this out and put a set of double glass doors, exactly the same as the doors we've had, but with glass panels here, so that when you walk in, you walk into the kitchen here, and let's pretend we've just opened the double doors and walked in, and we are in the kitchen. So walking through the new door and taking all of this wall away, closing all of this wall back up so it's no longer open, but I'm not going to move the cooker and everything else to here. I'm going to take this wall out as far back up to that corner, because remember, this is where the double doors are in the hall to come into the kitchen. I'm going to take this wall out, and I'm going to take all of this wall out, which will open up all of this space and all of this space too. So it'll come back to about here. And when you think of it, that is, I mean, I know it's hard to see on camera, but it is a lot more space. I'll pull all of this back, put a set of patio doors in here, and this will be where our cooker and some housing units and the washing machine and tumble dryer will live in the garage. Obviously, I will leave the sink and everything here and create almost like a little peninsula or a very small island here for us to be able to sit at and eat. And then I get a little bit more space in the kitchen, more counter space for being able to serve food. And I've closed this wall off, which then makes that the perfect little room for Lee, because Lee wants a little chaise sofa in this room. This was all done on a temporary basis just while we found our feet in the house and decided what layout we wanted. And then a few days ago when I was fitting the washing line, I opened the bifold right up, and when Lee came in, he was like, I love that, but it spoils it, the sofa being in front of the doors. I'll show you. Our view out of the garden is full of greenery and all lovely, but this kind of spoils the view. So with this room, we will have this wall closed back up. I'll carry the panelling along. The door will be hung this way, so it opens into the room. I'll have a nice sofa here with a chaise, coffee table, a little chair, like a little snug reading chair in this corner. I'll have the coffee table, and it'll just be a lovely view into the garden and the garden is going to be amazing once we start out there. I've got some amazing ideas. But the one thing that I'm loving at the moment is that my creative juices are flowing when it comes to the house and how we want it to lay, how we want it to work for us perfectly. There will be no building work whatsoever. I'm not having any extensions. I don't want a big house. I am more than happy in this house with the size that it is, just making it flow for us a little better. I don't need the separate utility space because I can move the washing machine and tumble dryer into the garage, but I can create a little bit more space. My main reason for needing to change the kitchen is this just doesn't work, and it never has worked. The person who chose to put the cooker here made the biggest error that they could have made, because a recirculating extractor hood is never going to work as good as one that is ducted to the outside. They're just not. That's why there is a lot of grease patches on the kitchen, which I have fixed, but I've fixed it for a short-term basis. I know this isn't going to stay like this. This all needs moving over to the wall over there, and then a duct to outside needs putting in so that all the smell, all the cooking smells all leave the house, they don't stay. And with this being open, it's just blowing all the food smells into that room, and it's not the nicest. I mean, it's okay because I can light a wax melt to get rid of the smells, but it's more the condensation when you're making pasta or rice or potatoes. That's the huge concern for me. So this will be happening very, very soon. I have my planner at the ready to draw the plans up of what we're going to do. I will get a new kitchen, and I know the things that I don't want when it comes to a kitchen. Like, I don't want granite surfaces, and I definitely don't want black. So I'm excited. I'm so excited to get stuck in and just make it really mine. Really make it mine. That's what I'm excited about. So they're my plans. They're my plans for the future, to have the doors here, little glass double doors that open up into the kitchen, and it's just a nice inviting kitchen space. I can't wait, honestly, I can't. I can still smell a little bit of the vinegar also where I have washed my silk pyjamas in the sink, and I mean, there's nothing worse than that. So what I'm going to do right now is light myself a wax melt out of my Spring Discovery box. Let me tell you, the Spring Discovery wax melts are beautiful. I have a floral citrusy box set, which is the yellow box set, and I have the pink box set, which is a fruity and sweet fragrances. They smell so nice, and I can't recommend them enough. I know I say it and they're mine, but I cannot recommend them enough. There are some Spring Discovery box sets still available. Let me just check. These are my box sets. So I have the pink Spring Discovery and the yellow Spring Discovery. The lilac box is my Easter Magic box set, which I've kept for Easter Sunday, so I will burn them tomorrow. That was my one that I kept. And these fragrances are still available. The fragrances inside are Snowdrop Frost, which just smells, absolutely smells like clean laundry. And it smells like a kitchen with a big bowl of fruit and a big pile of clean, fresh washing. That smells so nice. Then I have Spring in Your Step. Oh, Spring in Your Step. I need to touch on this very quickly. This is a very crisp, clean. Oh, I just instantly think of crisp and clean. Like, they're the only words that I can come up with when I smell this. It smells unreal. Like, one of my favourite fragrances, this. But I have something special coming with Spring in Your Step. I'm going to tell you about it. There's also Bunny Tails in this box set, which is a bit of a bubblegum, fruity. It reminds me a lot of Toni's blend, only it's a little stronger than Toni's blend, but smells absolutely stunning. But Spring in Your Step, I will get to that now. I also have the yellow Spring Discovery box set, which is Tulip Sunday, Spring Surprise and Daffodil Dreams. This is a very floral box set, and this is what I want my garden to smell like. You know, when you walk in a garden and you just smell like the stock and all of the lovely flowers. I mean, stock is an absolutely gorgeous smelling flower. That's what I smell when I open that box set. It's unreal, absolutely gorgeous. But back to spring in your step. So I've been creating a spring clean video for YouTube, doing all of the little spring cleaning jobs that you do. This is a new house, so I'm tackling jobs that I'm not used to in this house. And I thought I'm gonna make myself up a nice room spray that I can just spray around and it smells absolutely lovely. And I thought, you know what? I adore spring in your step, so I'm gonna try and make this one up in a interior perfume and see what it comes out like. And oh my goodness, I have to make this to share it with you. So I'm in the process of doing that, and I cannot wait for you to experience spring in your step in a room spray. I will change the name of it. I'm not going to keep it as spring in your step. I will change the name of it, but I will let you know all the details closer to the time. But just know that if you love this fragrance and you're like me and you're like, this is just unreal, it is coming in an interior perfume and it smells unreal. I hope that you all have an amazing Easter Sunday. Have a lovely day. Thank you so much for watching and being here, and I will see you all in my next video. In my next video, I take you into my garden and we go and have a little look at all the flowers that I found, and I'm not going to say any more because you won't believe what is in my garden. I'm so excited, but that's all in my next video. See you all very soon.